Every bone in the body, with the exception of the hyoid bone in the neck, connects to another bone in the body by forming a joint. Joints are what gives a skeleton its mobility. Without it, we would move like robots. They are classified in two ways, functionally and structurally. Functionally, there are three types of joints. Synarthroses, immovable joints. Amphiarthroses, slightly movable joints. And diarthroses, freely movable joints. Structurally, there are fibrous, cartilaginous, and synovial joints. I gotta make my gig. Trey, why don't you give him the lowdown on fibrous joints?
Trey, take 41.
Can you smell what the fibrous joint is cooking? Yo, I'm Trey, aka Fibrous. I connect bones. Fibrous joints keep bones together and allow little to no movement. Fibrous joints connect the entire skull. If fibrous joints didn't exist, then everyone would have dum-dum brain. Would you want that? I think not. An example of someone born without fibrous joints is Matthew Wells. I wouldn't wish his intelligence on anybody, not even my worst enemy. There are three types of fibrous joints. There's the suture, which consists of short fibers and is immobile. There is the syndesmosis, which consists of longer fibers. It can be slightly mobile or completely immobile. And finally, there's the gomphosis. It is in the periodontal ligament and is completely immobile. Alright, handing it off to Matthew Wells because I gotta get to my next gig.
Hi, I'm Matthew, and I'll be talking to you about Snowfield joints. They are joints where the bone ends are separated by a joint cavity containing synovial fluid. All of the joints in the limbs are synovial joints. Synovial joints have four distinguishing features that make each of them unique. First, articular cartilage. Also known as hyaline cartilage, this covers the ends of bones forming the joint. Second, articular capsule. These are joint surfaces Second, articular capsule. These are joint surfaces enclosed by a sleeve or layer of fibrous connective tissue, which is layered with a smooth synovial membrane. Third, the joint cavity. The articular capsule encloses a cavity called the joint cavity, which contains lubricating synovial fluid. Finally, last but not least, the reinforcing ligaments. The fibrous layer of the capsule is usually reinforced with ligaments. Also, there are many types of synovial joints based on their shape. First, the plane joint. Plane joints are flat and have non-rotational movements. They are non-axial. Second, the hinge joint. It has just one plane of movement. Elbow and ankle are examples of hinge joints. They are classified as uniaxial. Third, the pivot joint. These are uniaxial joints. The rotating bone only turns on its long axis. Fourth, the condyle joint. These bones can only move side to side and back and forth, but they can't move around its long axis. These are biaxial. Fifth, the saddle joint. These are biaxial and allow similar movements to the condyle joint, but they include examples like the thumb. Lastly, the ball and socket joint. With this, the head of the bone fits into the socket of another. They are multi-axial, moving on every axis.
John, Matthew, and Trey are on stage, and I'm backstage just cheering them on and telling you guys about how awesome cartilaginous joints are and how awesome bone joint diseases are. The next joint we're doing up in here is the cartilaginous joint. Now, the cartilaginous joint gets its name from its root word, cartilage, which is how it's held together. Now, there are two important kinds of cartilaginous joints. Number one being the synarthrotic, and number two being the amphiarthrotic. The synarthrotic cartilaginous joint are the joints that can never move. An example would be the ones between the rib cage and the sternum. And the cartilage is right in there, and it connects the rib cage and the sternum, and it therefore is a joint. Now, the next one would be the amphiarthrotic cartilaginous joints. Now, some examples of that could be the pelvic region or the vertebraic region, which in between each region there is the cartilage which connects it, making it a joint. Like in the back, in between each vertebrae, there is a little bit of cartilage that connects it together, which gives it the name as a cartilaginous joint. The ones that are amphiarthritic are called synchondrosis joints. And the ones that are not, that are synarthrotic, are the symphysis joints. The next thing we will be talking about are diseases of the joints. Now, to start, let's just hold off on joints and let's look at the definition of a disease. A disease is a disorder of structure or function in a human. Now, back to the joint part. How can you have a disease for your joint? Well, let me just tell you this. There's a lot of them. Okay. One being arthritis. The second being arthritis. That's just about it. Now, why is this important? Why is it a disease? Well, eventually, after using your joints for a long time, your cartilage starts to wear down, and it leaves your nerve endings open, and your bones will rub against these nerve endings or against the other bone, and it's painful. And since the cartilage is wearing down and it's a loss of structure, it's therefore a disease. Now, where is the most common places for this to happen? Well, your fingers is one, because you use your fingers a lot. Another would be your elbow, your vertebrae or your spinal cord, mostly in your neck though, because you use your neck a lot more than every other part of your spine. And then your knees, because you use your knees to walk a lot.